In less than 30 days, the Louisville football team will kick off against Ole Miss in Nashville. I'm breaking down every position on the Louisville football team. This is the last one on the offense, and I'm going with the offensive line. My favorite position on the field. I apologize ahead of time for wearing a blue shirt. It's just what I picked out. It was random. I forgot I was recording today. But anyway, here's the breakdown for the offensive line for the 26 Louisville football team. All right, kicking us off for the Louisville offensive line group is going to be Lance Robinson. He wears number 53. He's 6'4", 295 pounds, and he plays center, and really he can play all five positions. He's the only returning starter from last year's offensive line, and he's a genuine, like I said, he's a genuine utility lineman. I don't know if you ever heard that phrase, but when I say a utility lineman, that just means plug and play. You know, whether it's a starter, whether they come off the pine, like regardless, like you know you can put them at all five spots and you're comfortable. Usually teams will have a swing tackle or maybe a swing interior guy, but Lance can play all five. He's a utility guy. Last year he was honorable mention All ACC. He has 38 career starts between here, Houston, and Middle Tennessee, so he's well traveled. He's not the biggest guy, but he has good technique. He has really good feet. And he's got really good hand placement. He was easily the second or third best lineman from last year, along with Pete Nigra and Sylvester. He's a really good guy, and I'm glad that he's back. He's a good foundation for the offensive line this year. He's a very good pass protector, and he's solid in the run game, especially out in space. He's good at getting fits on the second level. He just, like I said, he's got really good technique. He might not bulldoze anybody or run anybody over, but he's going to get hands in the chest, and he's going to get to his assignment and put himself between the ball carrier and the defender, and that's the job. So my projection is the utility star. He might be the best offensive lineman on the team, but he's going to be a utility guy. He's going to start the Ole Miss game at left tackle due to an injury. And then hopefully by year's end, he's back where he's projected to play this year, which is center. All right, next up is Cason Henry, and any of my buddies that are in Discord with me know how just bullish I am on Cason. He is 6'6", 300 pounds. He's a massive dude. Like, he just looks the part of being a tackle. He battled injuries at South Carolina. He's missed a total of 19 games. He had a knee injury as a redshirt freshman, and he had a shoulder injury last year in Game 4. But he's also started 17 games at South Carolina. Before his injury last year, just by his PFF grades and just the eye tape, he was playing like one of the better offensive tackles in the country, for sure. And he's just a great all-around offensive lineman. He's got the strength that you need. He's got the feet that you need. He's got the balance that you need. He's got great hand placement. He's got long arms. There's nothing on the field that I have any concerns with Cason getting done. He's just going to be a mainstay at right tackle. As long as he can stay healthy, I think he's easily going to be one of the better offensive linemen we have. And I don't have any concerns with this play. He's great. If you like watching offensive line play, it's hard because you're not going to be able to find highlight tapes. You're going to have to go and watch full games and watch him. But man, he's just in the run game. He's physical. He puts people in the dirt. In the pass game, he's got great feet. He doesn't reach very often. He pass sets really confidently. He can get out on the edge and make good plays down the field against the second level. I mean, I'm very bullish on Cason Henry, and my only concern is health. If he plays the whole year, I think he's all ACC caliber easily, and he's going to be great for us at right tackle. All right, next up, hopefully I say his name correctly, it's Eryx Daugherty. He wears number 56. He'll have 2 years of eligibility remaining. He's 6'4", 310 pounds. He's a former 3-star or 2-star defensive tackle turned interior offensive line at Boston College. And he was one of the higher-rated interior offensive linemen in the portal by 24/7 Sports. If any of you Louisville fans remember Caleb Chandler, that's who Eryx reminds me of. Just the way that he moves, the way that he plays. He's very agile. He gets up and down the field. Like he can pull and get around and turn the corner and get to the second level, 10, 15 yards downfield. And he does a great job. And, he's very good at pass pro. Like, that's his probably biggest strength. His second biggest strength is probably his ability to pull or block in space as an offensive lineman. His one-on-one run fits could use some work. He's got decent size. I don't know if it's a physicality thing or maybe he has shorter arms. I'm not sure. But he is a little raw. Obviously, he's new to the position. But I expect him to be the starter at left guard this year. And he's got the tools to be a 2-year starter there if he wants to stick around. All right, next up we got Anwar O'Neal. Unfortunately, Anwar was injured in the spring and is expected to miss the first 2 to 4 games, which is why I said earlier that you can expect a different starter at left tackle than Anwar. Anyway, he chose Louisville supposedly over Tennessee. He's got 23 career starts. He was honorable mention All Conference USA last year. He's a really good in pass pro. Something that the Louisville staff did, you can tell, you're going to hear me say it for all of these guys, they're very good in pass pro. It's clear that they wanted to go out and get guys who could protect the quarterback. That's something we haven't been able to really do, is throw the ball last year consistently. And having offensive linemen who are capable of doing so goes a long way, especially when you have a zone run scheme. You don't really need big maulers on the offensive line like you did, 5, 10, 20 years ago. They had to win their one-on-one battles and out-physical everybody. Now you just have to be sound in your gap placement. You have to know your role, put yourself between the defender and the ball carrier, and be agile. And that's what all these guys are. They're agile. They're good pass protectors. They can get out in space. They did a really good job this year. They might not have went out and got a bunch of 5 stars, but they got great pieces. Anyway, sorry. He has good athleticism and long arms to win at the point of attack. I do have some concerns with his physicality as a run blocker. Again, in his zone scheme, you don't have to be super physical to be able to make blocks happen. But I do want to see how he translates to this level of play with those concerns that I do have. But I think if he comes back healthy without complications, unless the offensive line is just killing it with the guys that they're going to have without him, I expect him to be the left tackle by years. Next up, we got Evan Wibberly, number 58. He's 6'5", 310. I believe he's a graduate. This will be his last year. He's on the Bluegrass Tour. So he started his career at WKU, played there for 2 years. Then he was at the blue wearing SEC doormat an hour and a half that way for 2 years. Now he's here. So he's an excellent pass protector. Just like I said, this is a guy as a redshirt freshman or maybe as a sophomore. He went up against Alabama at Western, and he more than held his own as a pass protector. My issue with him, he's also very good at getting out in space. There's some clips that I've seen or that I've watched him getting out to the second and third level as a center, and making really good blocks. He's swift. He's got good feet. He's got good hand placement, and he's a really good pass protector. I do have concerns with his physicality and his weight. He's got what appears to be a long torso, so he looks really skinny, even though he's 310 pounds. But I expect him to be the starting center against Ole Miss while Lance is out at left tackle. And I could see him playing some guard here. My projection is, again, he'll start against Ole Miss. And by year's end, will he keep that spot? I'm not sure. I think Lance will end up back at center. And Evan Wibbs will either, just be a depth guy, or maybe he can even slide into guard. But that's weird. All right, next we got Johnnie Brown III. He'll wear 66 this year. He's a graduate. He's 6'3", 310. He walked on at Miami, then transferred, earned a scholarship at Georgia Southern, and started 13 games for them last year at left tackle, which is weird seeing a 6'3", 300-pound left tackle. But anyway, he will transition to the interior here as a guard. And I think he'll be able to do so because, like I said, he's not the biggest guy. He's a little compact, but he's got long arms, and he's physical. He's very physical at the point of attack. He doesn't overextend himself very often. I think that transition will go really well. So my projection is that he will be the right guard. There's a chance, like I said earlier, that maybe Wibberly could slide to guard. Maybe if that transition doesn't work very well for Johnny. But I think by year's end, he's a guy who's going to have started multiple games for us at guard, filled in very well, and he can play tackle in a pinch if needed. Running out of time, I'm going to make this quick. This is Cam Gorin. He's going to be the swing tackle for us this year. He was a redshirt freshman last year from Indiana. He's not good enough to start just yet because that's why they're moving Lance to left tackle, but this is the guy who could be the future. And that's the position group. I'm giving the offensive line for Louisville this year an A. I think they went out and got a really good collective unit, even though there's going to be 4 new starters. I think they all do what's needed very well. You're not out here running with a bunch of little 2-star randoms from who never played any games like we've had the last couple of years. Just the offensive line was atrocious to start last season. It worked itself out once Sylvester came back, but man, it was rough last year. And I think they went out and got a core that can compete in the ACC and compete for a playoff spot. And as always, this video is made in partnership with the 1912 Society. Their app just dropped. Check it out. I'll see you guys next time.